NFR, it's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, NFR. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, sick machine. Every twist, every scene. Catch the action on your screen. NFR, NFR, yeah. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack. Push to the front, never back. Pit stops, precision, gold. Strategy, daring, bold. Who will lead, not foretold. Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
Just one more thing before I go. Before I let let you take the throne. You go right and I stay left. And if you ever get too close, you'll know my name before I go. They love me, then they love you now. But don't forget there's one more round. Oh, the pain, I know it will, but I wear it like a crown. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 Just one more thing before I go. Before I let the curtain close, you can take the spotlight now. But when the lights are low, you'll still hear my echo. They build you up, then tear you down. But I won't make a sound, 'cause I've been here before, and I'll be here when you're gone. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 No, I won't fade away. No, I won't break today. I've got one more thing to say before I go. You know my name 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 before I go. Before I go. Before I go. Under neon lights and engine screams, she's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near. With every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride. Watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight since the dawn's first light. She's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide. With her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. She ain't just a fan, she's legacy born through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our Death Queen. Whoa, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team. There is a star that lights the road. Will it take me to the end? Well, I don't know. But for one last time, I'll take this ride and just drive. To the engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Now Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene in the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Chasing dreams in flight. SAFRL thunder roar, spinning wheels forevermore. Engines scream at 8 o'clock, adrenaline like ticking clock. Turns and twists where legends bleed. Every fan needs to believe. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. Pit stops quick, a race of fate. Champions born at heaven's gates. Trackside hearts beat wild and free. Victory for all to see. Rivalries burn tire lights, red and green in the night. Final lap on the moon's gaze, ending in a roaring blaze. Crowd rolls like crashing tide. In SAFRL we take pride. From start to end hero fights, everlasting speed delight. SAFRL, we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. The thrill that never dies. Pit stops quick, a race of fate. Champions born at heaven's gates. Trackside hearts beat wild and free. A victory for all to see. Rivalries burn tire might, red and green in the night. Final lap on the moon's gaze, ending in a roaring blaze. Crowd roars like crashing tide.
shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, slick machine. Every twist, every scene. Catch the action on your screen. NFR, yeah. NFR, yeah. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin.
Just one more thing before I go. Before I let you take the throne, you go right and I stay left. And if you ever get too close, you'll know my name before I go. They love me, then they love you now. But don't forget there's one more round. Oh, the pain, I know it will, but I wear it like a crown. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 Just one more thing before I go. Before I let the curtain close, you can take the spotlight now. But when the lights are low, you'll still hear my echo. They build you up, then tear you down. But I won't make a sound, 'cause I've been here before, and I'll be here when you're gone. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 No, I won't fade away. No, I won't break today. I've got one more thing to say before I go. You know my name 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 before I go. Before I go.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack. Push to the front, never back. Pit stops, precision, gold. Strategy, daring, bold. Who will lead, not foretold. Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
Just one more thing before I go, before I let you take the throne. You go right and I stay left. And if you ever get too close, you'll know my name before I go. They love me, then they love you now. But don't forget there's one more round. Oh, the pain, I know it will, but I wear it like a crown. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. You'll know my name before I go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. Welcome back to SAFRL on a Tuesday night. Starting off a little late tonight. Just gone past 10 past, 11 past 8. We're at the familiar venue of Bahrain. Of course, we're going to be spending 2 weeks there in February doing pre-season testing. first pre-season test coming last weekend in January, but we're not going to be able to see that. Closed to the media. Have to wait a little longer till Feb. Have a look. Riding with Smurf, getting out on track early on. As you can see, a lot of cars getting out on track early on. That's probably got something to do with the entry list. Look at the entry list. 20 drivers in the field. And when you see that, qualifying gets that much more important. Of course, you've got 11, 12, 13 drivers in the field. Even if you have the worst qualifying possible, you're going to start just outside the top 10. If you have the worst qualifying possible or retire from this qualifying session, well, you're going to have a lot of work to do a little bit later on. Of course, we saw in round one, winner of that race, the Mercedes driver. I think he was in a Mercedes last week. I think he was in a... He might have been in an RB. Of course, he is down as a reserve driver, so not reserved to any one team. And probably with some of the assistance of our reserve drivers, we've hit a full grid for round two. Waiting for the first lap times to come over the board to give us an indication of what we can expect. Those are drivers going over the line now to start their first timed lap of the evening. Miguel on a hot lap, Harsh Cartoon on a hot lap, as is Wheeze. He was very, very strong last week. Made one small mistake, and what could have been a potential race victory turned into a recovery drive. Quite a good one, I might add. Of course, we're in the desert, Bahrain, 5.4 kilometer circuit, and the only circuit on the F1 calendar to have 4 FIA Grade 1 layouts. And that means F1 could be held on any 4 of those layouts. First layout is the one you're looking at right now. Second layout, well, it's a shortcut. Basically connects the end of Sector 1 to the beginning of Sector 3. Then you have the endurance circuit, which was used once for Formula 1. It was a very, very boring race, and they decided never to use that layout ever again. Of course, during 2020, we got to see the outer loop, Bahrain's version of an oval. First lap's coming over now. Wheeze 27.3, fastest of all, and fastest of all by quite some margin. Andre P2 28.9, then Virus, Smurf, time starting to come in. Osman P5, Skull P6, Harsh Cartoon 7, Pantry Star 8, Remy P9. I think I saw somebody leaving the lobby earlier on. I didn't see who that was. Midas yet to do a lap. Skulk, Lebby. Also waiting for the first lap from the race winner of round one. Pulled out of this completely. So Wheeze, the quickest man out on circuit at the moment, 27.3. Then you got Skulk, 28.7. That is quite the difference. 1.4 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Wheeze out front on autopilot. Everybody else gonna have to find a little extra. I think 1.7 seconds counts as, rather 1.4 seconds counts as a little extra. Tenth or two, that's a little extra. Drivers returning to the pits after their first run. Midas has not set a lap time. We're looking at that Muaz. Nala. Muaz. Nala. It was Muaz. In the kicked soon to be Audi team. No lap time from him. Levy's in the pits. Killer is also in the pits. No movement from him. Will Miguel out on track? Is he going to set a lap time this time round? Or is he out on circuit? Don't be happy with that turn one either. Still no lap time from round one race winner. And as the session goes on and you don't get that lap time next to your name, the pressure builds up. Sometimes when you're thinking about what you did wrong last time round, you'll end up doing it again. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what a car looks like without traction control and ABS. Looks like it's driving on ice. Some love the challenge. I prefer the training wheels. Track is relatively busy. You can see there on your track map. Have a look, bring up some details. Obviously everybody on the soft tyre, no need to use another tyre. Soft was fastest available. 27.3 by Wheeze. Quite close enough. He remains in the pits for now. And now Miguel does set a lap time late into the qualifying session. 8 minutes have gone by. Finally gets the first lap time down at 28.0, 28 flat. Good enough for P2. But if he wants to take pole position, well, he's going to have to find a whole lot of time. 7/10. On the second row, as things stand, Andre currently P4. That's an impressive lap time for a few reasons. Doing his normal strategy, that means he's doing a few laps on the same set of tires. That means when you do set that fastest lap, either the car is a lot heavier than you'd like it to be, or those tires are a lot more worn than you'd like them to be. It means when you do come in and put everything on right, fresh tires, low fuel, there's no reason why you shouldn't go faster. Currently 28.7. Actually just dropped to the third row. Want to get back out there, get himself back onto the second row, and who knows, possibly beyond. Spikes has gone up into P2. We didn't see that. 27.9. Himself just ahead of Miguel, who set a 28 flat. That means the RB team, Wheeze and Spikes. Am I wrong in saying that is the team that leads the championship? Here we go. Racing Bulls leads the championship, 27 points from Alpine on 26. So just 1 point in the Constructors' Championship after one round. Let's glance at the Drivers' Championship. Obviously, that is the finishing order of round one. Miguel, Midas, Spikes, and then Wheeze with a recovery drive back to P4. Of course, we're here in Bahrain, round 2, next week. That mystery circuit, you guys are going to get to vote on it. Usually a very popular vote. We've got a purple sector. Who's this? Who's this? It's Smurf in the Red Bull. He's just lit up the track in purple. Sector 2, very, very quick. Watch the Red Bull. Something's coming. Can he sew together the rest of the lap? Definitely purple in sector 2. What can he do with the rest of the lap? He does go quicker. Puts himself up onto the third row of the grid. A 28.5. Lap time starting to come down. Those top three in the 27s. Ridiculous. Levy's just put himself into the 27s. The RBs were 1 and 2 briefly. Levy has spoiled the party, put the Aston Martin in between those two. Those cars are switching engines. The Aston Martin will be taking the Honda engine in 2026. And the RB, no, they're not swapping engines. What am I talking about? The RB is going to have a, how do you guys think that's going to work out? A few of you in the comment section, how do you think it's going to work out? Red Bull with the Ford engine. In quite some time since Ford had success in Formula One. Might be mistaken. I think the last driver to win a championship with a Ford engine in the back of his car. Last driver to win a championship with a Ford engine in the back of his car. I think it's Michael Schumacher. I'm pretty sure it's Michael Schumacher. He won the 1994 championship in the Benetton Ford. I can't think of any Ford champion drivers since then. Of course, they have been in Formula One since then. They were part of the Stewart Ford team that picked up 3 victories. 2 for Rubens Barrichello, 1 for Johnny Herbert. That team went on to become the Jaguar team. If you know your F1 history, you'll know that Jaguar team went on to become a much more famous team, the Red Bull. And then Red Bull loved F1 so much, 1 year later, they bought a second team. So the driver who was quickest in round 1, he was quickest in qualifying. He was touch and go with Wies in the first stint of the race. Then Wies made the mistake and he was able to close till the end. Time round qualifying just hasn't gone according to plan. Doesn't really matter if you get that last lap in the last second of the session, then you've done your job. Just adding that little bit of extra weight to your shoulders. Is the Mercedes driver, leader of the championship, looking to improve on his current best 28.0 and find himself 10th. He'll go up into P4 onto the second row and find himself 3/10. Go up into P3, but he's going to have to find a whole lot more to get onto the first row. Done exactly that. And that is just, if you're at the top, that is a challenge laid down. If you're further back, that's gut-wrenching. 28.0, and look at the next best too. 28.0, 27.0, 27.1, 27.1. That is your top 3. 1.5 tenths covers your top 3. It's not even 1.5 tenths. It's 1/10. Further back, very quiet race at the moment. Everybody in the pits preparing for the final run. We're looking at Muraz. Take that hip in the way he wanted to use the outside of the circuit. Horse got inside from the session, so that's a voluntary retirement. Gonna have to find a whole 4/10. He's gonna find any improvement. Done in the pits. His teammate, Virus, out on circuit, 29.0. Be good enough in a lot of leagues. Look at those top 3. I believe the word is aliens. You're looking at Skull. Of course, he had a up and down round one. At the end, looked like he was going to grab a couple of points. I think he was in P9, and he got a very, very late retirement in that race. He'll be looking to open up his account here in round two. Of course, we know he's got his hands a little bit more full this season, taken off probably the last assist he had on. And that's just going to take a little bit of time to get used to. He will get used to it eventually, but in the beginning, muscle memory can cause some pretty silly mistakes. Skull goes over the line to start a timed lap. Depending on how much fuel he has in the car, he does have enough time to do 2 timed laps. Not sure if those tires will hold out for a second lap though. Remy in the pits, Captain Slow. I have no idea. I'm gonna driver in P19. Anyone knows? Let me know. Car 743. That's going to be your name until further notice. Car 743. Would you prefer Scar 743? He's out on circuit, not happy with his 27.0, looking to get a little bit more. And look at that. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Wheeze, he was on 27.1. He's dropped down to a 27.0. Went and found a 10th somewhere along the line. Miguel is in the pits and there's not enough time to come out and do anything about that. Where is Big T? These are the 3 drivers fighting it out for pole, and there's absolutely nothing in it. 27.0, 27.0. Those are the 2 cars on the front row. Let's see what Big T can do. He's not far behind. He lit up the track in purple for sector 1. Does he keep it going? I think there we go. Keep pushing. Never tell. Maybe he's gone over the line to finish his session. Big T 27.1. 1/10 of a second. Definitely still pushing. Look how much racetrack he's using on the outside, on the absolute limit of invalidating his lap. That's how these guys get within a 10th. That's how these guys are so quick. They know how to utilize absolutely everything. And speaking of absolutely everything, I think that is absolutely everything. 26.9. And folks, the top 3 are covered by less than a 10th. Unbelievable qualifying session between those top 3. Abandoned the other drivers there on their final run, but we will have a read through the results. Big T, Wheeze, and Miguel. 26.9, 27.0, 27.0. Spikes was able to get into the 27s himself. He's going to go from the second row. A few drivers got into the 27s. Not quite the low 27s. And someone dipped their toes into the 26s. Big T, he's going to go from pole position 26.9, then 500s back. Wheeze 27.0, Miguel 27.0, P3. We got Spikes P4, Lebby 5, Midas 6, got Skulk 7, Smurf 8, Skull 9, and Osman will go from P10. Outside the P10, outside of the top 10 with a bit of work to do, Virus, Nala, Andre, Top Gun, Pantry Star, Harsh Cartoon, Captain Slow, Grimmy, Scar 743, and Killer. Thanks for disappearing on me. Here we are, ready. The lights are on. All the drivers to the left-hand side of your screen. You're looking at the very empty pit lane. Drivers will be doing the final touches to their strategy. What are they going to do in this race? Of course, those top three have to know what's going on in their minds. Have they discussed? Do they know what each other is doing, or are they all on their own? And of course, if you're at the back and you simply don't have the lap time, what are you going to do slightly differently? That if things play in your favor, get a good result out of this. Of course, saw no safety car in round one. We are in the desert, so I don't think rain will be a factor. Of course, we could see safety cars, but Bahrain, very wide circuit, lots of runoff area. And if you're one of the drivers at the back or in the midfield and you've seen the pace at the front, well, you'll be hoping for a multiple safety car race to keep you in contention. Get the dual green lights. Means the drivers will have one more lap, get around the circuit, have a feel of things, have a feel of the car with a full tank of fuel for the first time this evening. Of course, this lap, not for show, this lap is all about preparation for turn one. I say it in every stream because it's true. Turn one, probably the most pivotal part of any race. It could end right there. It could go horribly bad right there. All the work you've done in qualifying, be the quickest car in qualifying by quite some margin, get turn one wrong and it's all over. Got one of the damn intro songs stuck in my head and I'm trying desperately not to hum it. Go through the order real quick one more time. Big T from pole position. Wheeze will join him on the front row. Then Miguel, winner of round one, going from the second row in P3. Is going to be joined by Spikes in the RB. Two RBs there in the top four. And you got Levy, the second Aston Martin in P5. Midas P6. Skulk 7, Smurf 8, Skull 9. And Osman going to go from P10. Been saying it's going to be a interesting race. Some very, very quick drivers. Difficult thing about being this quick, when you've got somebody just as quick as you, means you're on your absolute limit. When you're on your absolute limit, mistake is always possible. Oh wow, those are very glitchy lights, but we get 5 of them eventually, and when they go out, we'll be underway. RB versus Aston Martin into turn one, and who's going to come out on top? One thing getting P1, it's another thing who comes out at turn one in the lead. The RB, the Aston Martin, a little bit of touching, but I didn't see any carbon fiber flying. Looks clean for now, but we have lost the driver. Driver going down the field very quickly. Caution in sector 1. And it's race winner from round one. Not having the race he would have wanted. There he is, just behind his teammate, the two Mercedes 10 and 11. And one of that very quick trio already finding himself with a big job to do. How many times right here on NFR, on this channel, in SAFRL or any other league that's visited this channel, have I said this? Big T and Wheeze make up the top two. I feel like that's quite a common phrase. Have a caution in sector 3. Somebody has retired. Oh no. Very early on in the race. He's called it a day. I'm not sure if he called it a day or if he had an incident. But Skull is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix round 2 of SAFRL. He'll be back next week for the mystery round, and hopefully he can open his account then. At the moment, at the front, it's RB, Aston Martin. Skull probably didn't expect to find himself in third, but there he is. Miguel, he's made up a few positions, was all the way down in P11, starting a bit of a recovery drive up to P8. The problem with this is once you make these overtakes, even if you can make all these overtakes, by the time you get back up to P3, those two have driven up the road. You've got to get up the field quickly. Otherwise, the opportunity to engage with those two ahead might disappear. Big T, 9/10 behind Wheeze. Very, very close to falling out of DRS. Welcome to Jan in the comments section. Good to have you here for the Bahrain race. Of course, round 2 of season 14. We've had 8 seasons of SAFRL on this channel. 10 rounds a season. We've done this 80 times. Jan obviously supporting Spikes in the comment section. Come on, Spikes. Well, there is your driver. He's on screen. That's the RB you see right there. Currently in P3. He's just gone past the Williams. Skulk was in P3 holding on to that position, but now Spikes looking at the possibility of an RB12. It always depends on the situation. Sometimes these drivers are in the same chat, sometimes they're not, sometimes they're in contact. Something tells me these two RBs are in sync, they're in contact. If they can play their cards right, they can give this Aston Martin a very difficult time. Thing that's been quite impressive now, lap 3, is that the field is still relatively close together. So that's allowed Miguel to come through the field up to P7. And this field hasn't broken up quite yet how I expected it would. Saw that superior pace from the top 3, and I expected the top 3 to break DRS within the first 2 or 3 laps. That hasn't happened. A lot of cars still within DRS. Wheeze using all of the racetrack. Look at that, just the 2 tires barely on the tarmac. Getting very, very close to the pit wall. It just gives you an indication. You want to go as fast as these guys? You're going to have to change your driving style. All of the curve on the outside, using every bit of tarmac available. That's why these guys don't like driving in Monaco, because there isn't that much tarmac available, and there's a barrier at the end of it. We have picked up our first penalty for the night. It is Leby. Early on to be picking up penalties. Go from the 1 RB to the 2nd RB. Spikes, we don't have to go far because he's down in P3. He's challenging Big T in the Aston Martin for a possible RB12. Of course, they are leading the championship as things stand. This would be a spectacular result. Skulk P4, Midas P5, Leby with a penalty and trying pick up a position and also trying not to lose a position. Trying to get past the Haas, and all the while he's looking in his mirrors trying to defend from an Aston Martin. Such a difficult thing to do. Sometimes you're gaining ground on the driver ahead. You think, right, I've got him in the next lap or two. I can line him up, do the overtake, and all of a sudden your attention has to change to defending. And the next thing you know, that driver, he's just cleared you. It's opened up a few seconds. All side by side, the Aston Martin and the Mercedes, but the Mercedes has come out on top. Mercedes up into P6. Next target will be the Haas at the front. Things changed. Looked like Wies was getting away at the front, got very close to breaking DRS, 9/10 of a second, but they've been able to pull that back in. The top three, all within 1 second. It's RB, Aston Martin, RB. A little bit further down the order, Osman, we haven't spoken too much about him. That's the second Haas driver in P8. Andre currently en route to picking up 2 points in P9. The race far from over. Of the 2 Red Bulls in P10, final point of the night. It's Pantry Star. We know he's quicker than that. Currently in P11. Expect him to come through the field. Oh, and that's a tough one. That is a tough one. 10-second penalty goes the way of Osman. We'll be hoping more than ever for a safety car. If you do get a safety car, everybody has to slow down. You can go to the pit, serve that 10-second penalty while everybody has to drive around slowly. That can save you some time. You don't get that safety car, well, that sort of penalty can really break a race. Harsh Cartoon driver in P12. He decided to go with the soft tyre to start the race. Not sure how much longer he's going to be able to go on that soft tyre, but at the moment he's putting pressure on the car ahead on the medium. Both 5 laps old, both drivers started on those tyres, thinking those softs should be going off, but he's all over the McLaren. Got Nala 13, Virus 14, you got Scar 743, 15, Grimmy 16, Osman, Captain Slow. We've lost 2 drivers, Jord Killer and Skull. They went early on in the race. Skull went before he could get a full lap on the mediums. Rees leads the way, 7/10 of a second. Spike now starting to fall back from those top 2. He's fallen out of DRS. Powerful DRS is, even if those drivers ahead of you are half a second a lap quicker. There we go. I think we're back. Let me know in the comment section if we're back. Can you see me? Well, I hope you can't see me. Can you see the race? Can you hear me? And that's what happens when your entire lap. Fun times. Let me know in the comment section if the stream is back up and running and you can all see it. Good. Doing silly things. Back to the racing. It's lap 10 of 29. What have we missed? Big T leads the way. Weeze and P2 second. So for the lead, we've missed absolutely nothing. Midas is in P3. Broken up that RB party. Then Spikes P4. Miguel, well, he's found his way all the way up to P5, and he'll be pretty thrilled to see the leaders haven't got too far up the road. What is still doable. Now for the Mercedes driver, that he started on the medium, where his two quickest rivals started on the hard. Means he would have been hoping to be the quickest of the three in the first stint of the race. Make use of that medium compound, make use of the extra grip. Hasn't been able to do that because he made a mistake on lap 1 that took him all the way down to P11, so he's been able to utilize those mediums to make overtakes, to help him come through the field. But by the time he does get to the top 3, I don't know how much more tools he's going to have to fight with those tires. And saying what happened to Spikes, well, he's down a position, was in P3, now P4. He is on a medium set of tires, so I wonder if those tires just starting to go off their absolute peak. Why Midas got ahead on the hards. Those hards will still have life in them for quite some time. 11 of 29, I think it's a little early for the mediums to be going off. He leads the way for Aston Martin. RB led the way for a long time, but now positions have changed and they might change yet again. Absolutely everything. DRS, slipstream, as close as can be, and Big T outbrakes himself. That's just what happens. You might be quick, but if you're racing someone just as quick as you, it means you need to be on your limit each and every lap. And that's what happened there with the Aston Martin. Just outbraked himself, had to go wide. And that means Weeze takes the lead of the race. Midas still P3. And another position made. Miguel up into P4. Have we lost the driver? No, we haven't. That's just Spikes going up and down. He's fighting for position with Virus. Now down in P5. Miguel still coming through the order on the medium tyre. How much more does he have on the medium tyre? Another thing that would be a little concerning to these drivers is how close this field is. I want to come into the pits. Come out in a traffic jam. I think Miguel will be okay. Look at the gap. What? My timing sheet broken. It is a very strange gap. Because the top 4 have not made a pit stop. Genius, commentator, genius. Weeze out front. Would have thought for a second maybe he's been able to shake off that Aston Martin, but he hasn't been able to shake him off because the Aston Martin's right there again, right on the back of the RB, pushing him yet again. He hardly got it. Breath. Probably thought, okay, at least I can take a breather. If he does catch me, I'll have a lap or two. You didn't get a lap or two. Got a sector or two, and he's right back at it. T and Midas. A strong race is Midas. Focused so much on the top two. Midas has sort of crept into P3. Doing a fantastic job, just 1.3 seconds off the leaders. Same set of tyres as the leaders. Having a really strong race at this point. Miguel was coming through the field nicely. He's just starting to... Still catching Midas. As he's starting to fall back. Remember, he's on the medium tyre, so he's going to have to come into the pits before everyone in front of him, and he does. Miguel comes into the pits. He's got a 22-second gap down to the car in P5. If the game is realistic, he should come out about 2 seconds ahead of Spikes. Be able to retain his P4. Where is Spikes? There is Spikes. He's on the pit straight. He'll be hoping to take P4 back. I said Miguel would come out with a 2-second gap. We'll see what it is. I think it was a little closer than a 2-second gap. Look at that. They're side by side. But fortunately and crucially for the Mercedes driver, he's able to keep the nose in front. But it's going to be difficult to keep it that way because the RB is going to have warmed up hard tyres. The Mercedes is going to have nice cold hard tyres. Until he can get these tyres up to temperature, he's going to have his hands very, very full. Battle at the front for the lead. And then we have a battle here for P3 that is just as intense. Well, for P4 rather, that is just as intense. Midas would have had a heart attack if he was listening to the stream. He'd be like, wait, I'm battling for P3? With who? Once raced with a driver who got a disconnect very, very early on in the race, and it was a weird disconnect. I've seen it more than once, but it's pretty rare. And basically what happens is the driver is unaware that he's disconnected. Still driving a car. There's still people around you. You just don't realize they're all ghost cars. Basically, I got disconnected on lap 2 or 3 of a race. Went on to win that race. Joined the party chat afterwards in a very celebratory tone, only to be told, dude, you disconnected on lap 2. But I'm sure he was thrilled when he went over the line. Lap 15, 29, 5.4 kilometer circuit. Pretty standard size these days. Of course, in the 90s, a lot of circuits were in the 3 kilometer category. A lot of these circuits designed by the very same designer, Herman Tilke. But this was still when Herman Tilke was building race circuits. Not street circuits. It's the first of his designs, probably the best design he's ever made. No longer on the F1 calendar. Andre sets the fastest lap of the race, 31.6. That would have been Sepang in Malaysia. No longer on the calendar. Track, I assure you, if you've driven, you'll miss it. After Malaysia, he went on to design the Shanghai circuit in China. Then designed this one. Then all of a sudden, purpose-built circuits were a thing of the past. Herman Tilke also advised on the Qatar design. He didn't design it himself, but he was involved. Seems to be the only man on the planet that required to draw race circuits. Big T comes into the pits, and this is now strategy coming into play for the top three. Remember, all of the top three on hard tires, so identical strategies. Big T has come into the pits, as has Midas. So Weeze, the odd one out, the leader, stays out, holds on to track position. He wouldn't be able to respond to that because Big T was behind him. Miguel sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:30.6. He is on the move. He is in P3, but now he's picked up a penalty. Gave himself a difficult job at the start of the race, slipping down to P11. Did all the hard work to get himself back into the top three. Only to pick up a penalty. Just makes things a little bit more difficult. 3-second penalty means if you want to keep that P3, you need to ensure you're an entire 3 seconds ahead of the next car down the road. As far as tyres go, more of the same. Some started on hard, some started on mediums, and now they've simply swapped to the other option. Weeze yet to pit, 16 laps on those hard tyres. Virus also 16 laps on his hard tyres. Taking those tyres as deep into the race as possible. Why would they do that if the tyres are going off? Well, there is a bit of a benefit to it. Means if you go a little later, means your medium tyre could be 1 or 2 laps fresher at the end of the race, and it could make all the difference if you're racing someone who matches you in speed and talent. That's what happens when drivers are that close together. When their times are that close together, it could just come down to one tyre having 2 laps older tyres. Not being able to be there anymore. Well, 4 lap old hard tyres. He's on a very different strategy. Remember, he started on the medium hoping to get a good start. Fortunately, didn't have that good start. He's had a fantastic recovery drive. He's just a second behind the leader. Like I say, different strategies on the hard tyre. At the moment, he should have the disadvantage. Those mediums are going to have a lot more grip than he does. Towards the end of the race, if those mediums do start to go off in any way, shape or form, he's going to be right there in the mix with a set of hards. The race could very well come to him, but remember, he does have that 3-second penalty sitting on his shoulder. In a race this close, any penalty, even a 3-second penalty, cost you a race win, cost you a podium. If you're hoping to just keep that 1 point in P10, well, it cost you that 1 point in P10. A lot of penalties on our screen. Let's just have a quick look through them, see if there's anything serious. Drivers on 3 seconds are Miguel Spike. Keep that score 7-4-3 and Captain Slow. Then we've got some more serious penalties. 6 seconds for Levy. 10 seconds, that's a pit stop infringement. Where are the penalties? There we go, for Osman. And then Nala in P17. 13 seconds worth of penalties. A lot of work to do. Of course, those 13 seconds are a 3-second for corner cutting and then 10 seconds for a pit infringement. If you do make another pit stop, you can get rid of those penalties. If you don't, all of that gets added on to your race time. Lap 19 of 29. This race is flying by. Andre started off real strong in qualifying. Then the aliens revealed their true lap times. When you're chasing a driver in qualifying and he's half a second quicker than you, you practice, you find a 10th here, you find a 10th there, you start to close that 5/10. Gives you encouragement to practice even more. But when that gap is a second and a half in qualifying, you don't even know where to start. You think to yourself, how am I supposed to find half a second a sector? Iris his way out of the pits, hoping not to lose any more positions. Here's pantry starts, can be pretty close between the McLaren and the Sauber. Where is the McLaren? Has he cleared the way? There we go, he's got past Iris pretty easily. I thought that was going to be close. Two Ferraris not having the night they would like to have. Looks like Ferrari in the 2025 season, they're going to be hoping for something a lot better this time round. Here in front of us, the two Ferraris both outside the points, 12 and 13. We have a penalty for Wies. This will be crucial in the race. That means Wies and Miguel now have 3-second penalties, and that brings this to a neutral fight on the track again. It has allowed Big T just be in a slightly stronger position. He leads the race, not by far, but in the timesheet, leads the race by 3 seconds. Big T needs to get himself a penalty and make this fair again. Big T, do you know how to purposefully get yourself a penalty? I suppose it's not match fixing because we're all broke and there's no money involved. Scripted entertainment. Wouldn't that be interesting, getting 25 to follow a script? I imagine that would go horribly wrong. Big T, Wies, and Miguel. Top 3 in qualifying. Miguel made a big mistake. Somehow on lap 21 of 29, they are the top 3 in the race yet again, and they are split by just 1 second, the top 3. The RB all over the back of Big T, goes to the inside. Is he going to do it this time around? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. They're side by side. I can't tell you who's in front just yet, but now I can tell you Big T has been able to keep the nose in front. That was some brave driving side by side. So much faith in your own ability and so much faith in the ability of the driver next to you. Of course, it's one thing for you to keep clean. It's another thing, the driver next to you, be as clean. When you see drivers going side by side like that for multiple corners, well, that is talent to the max. I wonder if these drivers might just run into a bit of trouble. I see a slow moving car. Probably shouldn't have said that. I didn't mean to make a pun, but Captain Slow, I think Captain Slow is on the verge of being lapped, and that means the leaders are coming up to the back of that Red Bull. Not entirely sure on the rules from a driver's perspective. I know some leagues, when lapping a car, the car will simply ghost and you can drive through them. Other leagues, they don't do that. They keep it realistic. I think that car is ghosting. I think that Red Bull is ghosting. Now it pulls out of the way anyway. And there we go. They just drive through it. I thought if that would be a solid car on track, it could just affect the lead. Maybe bunch them up even more. I'm going to say the Red Bull's not going to have any effect. And speaking of a Red Bull, not a Red Bull, it says Red Bull on it. But Wheeze, something has happened to Wheeze. We didn't get a clear view of it. Had a bit of an internet spike and screen did a bit of a jolt. And the next thing we saw, the RB was off circuit. Three quickest drivers on circuit are not going to be the three drivers on the podium, it seems. Big T leads from Miguel. Midas now in P3, Spikes P4, Lebby P5, Skulk P6. And there is Wheeze. He's down in P7 with a penalty next to his name with a lot of overtaking to do. And just 6 laps to go. Praising the drivers on how clean they are, and the next thing we have a driver off the circuit. The curse strikes again. Andre out on track with a brand new set of soft tyres. Come in lap 24, 25. We looked at the gap, knew he could come out in P9, knew he could retain a points position. So if he's looking to catch up and make any overtakes, I think he's after the fastest lap of the race. Going to be in the race. And you've got the freshest rubber possible. All the ingredients. The fastest lap of the race. Wheeze has called it a day. He is out of this race. I think he's retired in the pits because Andre goes past the pits, and there we go. Goes up position into P8. Frustration for the RB driver. Knows he had the pace. Might have just been one mistake during the course of the night. And that was that. One of the top drivers, one of the quickest drivers, one of the aliens, not picking up points tonight. And that gives everybody else an opportunity to not let these folks out front get too far ahead. They need to make mistakes every now and then. Everyone else still in it. Don't need a championship decided by round 6. Shows you how far ahead Wheeze was. He's not even lost yet. He's still in P16, still waiting for some cars to get past this frickin' RB. Now this has become a race of 2 drivers, Big T and Miguel. But Miguel got that 3-second penalty next to his name. He's got 11 lap old hard tyres. Don't think he's got the tyres. And I don't think he's got 3 seconds in him. Might have enough to take the lead. Don't think he's going to finish there unless Big T makes a big mistake. Spikes in P4. Look like picking up the podium at a stage. Three seconds worth of penalties, as do the cars around him. That explains it, because we didn't get a good look at it. Looked like they were all heading towards turn 1 for an exciting turn 1, and then all of a sudden we saw an RB off the circuit after a bit of a jolt on the screen. That is very unfortunate. Benefit benefits of racing online is you get to race against some of the quickest drivers, regardless of where they may be. Unfortunately, online comes with a few issues. I like to say, think of those moments. In reality, drivers have car issues. You can think of your internet issues as the occasional hydraulics failure. Don't seem to get engine blowouts anymore, just hydraulics failures. Big T leads the way, 26 to 29. The laps continue coming down. The race has gone by oh so quick. Don't know how the drivers would feel about that. From a watching perspective, it's gone by oh so quick. Some of the drivers, they might be wanting this to end. Look at that, almost the entire field, just over half the field. Penalties next to their name. And that shows you how greedy these drivers all are. Get one of the widest race circuits on the entire calendar, and you've got corner cutting penalties everywhere. Doesn't matter if you give an F1 driver the narrowest track on the calendar or the widest track on the calendar, he's going to go to the ultimate limits. And then just the 3 retirements. Well, retiring very early on lap 1. 5 laps later, we lost an Alpine. And now just recently, in the closing stages of the race, we lost an RB that was in contention for a race victory. The top manufacturer wins here at this circuit is Ferrari. Of course, the circuit made its debut on the calendar roundabout in the middle of the Schumacher era. So lots of Ferrari victories here. I think there's 7. And I think the most victories by a driver is probably Lewis Hamilton. 5, I think. Might be 6. Pretty sure it's 5. Big T leads the way. It might still look like there's a battle on track. There's a 3-second gap between these two cars when it comes to the timesheets. All Miguel can do is push, push, push. Apply the pressure. Corner after corner, apply the pressure. Not only hope to get past, but force a mistake, force a penalty from the driver ahead. Be able to neutralize this battle again. Otherwise he's going to have to get past and find an entire 3 seconds. And when you're trying to do that against Big T in 1 lap, chances not that good. Midas in P3. Smurf in P8, the lead Red Bull. The other Red Bull down out of the points. Captain Slow not having the race he would have wanted, or maybe he just does not like Bahrain. Or as some say, Bahrain. about the sand here in Bahrain is all this sand you see around the race circuit. There's a reason it doesn't blow onto the racetrack. It's temporarily glued the entire duration of the event. Midas still P3, he's got quite a gap behind him, so that looks like a secure P3. Up 29 of 29. Oh, if this penalty wasn't involved, we'd be having a battle right down to the last lap. Unfortunately, this penalty is going to ruin it. Gold would still like to get by. Even if he loses it on a penalty, he'd love to get by. Win it on the race circuit. The race driver's character, the race driver's attitude. You even know it might not count. You just want it to count over the line. Not going to quite get there. Big T does enough. Miguel does enough to keep P2. There's Midas with a penalty of his own. Goes over the line P3. That's your top three. Big T, Miguel, and Midas. Now we wait for Spikes. He does a little weave over the line. Looks like he's happy with P4. Two more drivers still coming over. Levy, P5, takes the checkered flag. Then Skulk. Got a bit of a gap. There's Skulk, and then Andre comes over the line 11 seconds later. He do a bit of a weave. But he gets very close to the pit wall. Uncomfortably close to the pit wall. Someone who retired from the lead of the race on the last lap of the race by hitting a pit wall. I tend to stay away from those things. Yes, that China race gets mentioned in almost all of my streams because, well, I haven't led that many races. Now wait for the final result. Of course, that timesheet you saw, it could shift up and down because of all the penalties after they're applied. So let's see what the official results will tell us. Race winner. That's a good time. Race winner, Big T, fastest lap, Wheeze. Then you got driver of the day, Harsh Car2, nicely done. Most overtakes to Virus. And the cleanest driver on the night, Andre. Winner of the race, Big T, P2, Miguel. Had a tough start to the race. Great recovery drive for him. Then you got Midas, P3, Spikes, P4. Was looking at a podium, even a P2 at a stage. Levy, P5, Skull, P6. Then you got Andre, P7. Takes some nice points. 6 points on the night. But Smurf, P8, Pantry Star, P9. And Virus will take the final point on the night. Low points, but also close. Osman P11, then Hashkartuni improved at the end, was P15, got up to P12. You got Car 743, 13, and then you got Top Gun 14, Captain Slow 15, Remy 16, Nala 17, and your three retirements, Wheeze, Killer, and Skull. Nice names, guys. Killer and Skull. Seems to be a theme of death. And there we go. Nothing happening on your screens. And there we go. Something's happening on the screen. So, not sure if you heard that, but that was my vape crashing into the wooden floor. And there we go. I got it. I'm back. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope you all enjoyed the race. Of course, we had a very exciting qualifying session. Oh, so close. Just a tenth of a second between the top three cars. Gave us an idea that we were going to get one hell of a race between those three cars. Unfortunately, we never got to see those three cars racing on their ultimate limit at the same time. At first, we Miguel made a mistake, went into the midfield, had to have a recovery drive, which he did have. And by the time those three cars got near each other again, he's had a technical issue, and we never really got to see all three of them fighting on the limit. Maybe round 3 will be the day. Of course, I can't tell you where we're going to be next week because I have no idea. Let's have a look at the calendar real quick. The NFR F1 TV subscriber vote round. That's going to be round 3. You guys are going to decide what the track will be. I'm going to put the poll up on Monday night. So next week, the poll can only be up 24 hours, otherwise YouTube closes it. So I will put up a poll on Monday night just after 8 p.m. and then everyone will have a full 24 hours to go vote for their circuit. There'll be 4 options available. I'll reveal those 4 options. Well, they'll be revealed to you when the poll is revealed to you. Thank you to everyone who did join. Saying he got tapped from behind lap 1. There we go. That'll explain that. Of course, sort of things do happen. Everybody on their absolute limit. Everybody pushing as hard as they can, and one simple mistake can lead into a domino effect. I'm sure that's what happened there. I want to thank all of you for joining the stream tonight. Of course, we had that little bit of an issue. We went offline for about 5 minutes. Luckily, we were able to get back online and everything's working. Oh, look at that. There we go. A PlayStation. It broke, but it broke just in time. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. We are going to be back next week on this channel for a mystery round. Until next time, cheers.
Just one more thing before I go, before I let you take the throne. You go right and I stay left, and if you ever get too close, you'll know my name before I go. They love me, then they love you now, but don't forget there's one more round. Oh, the pain, I know it will, but I wear it like a crown. I am a fighter before this fight is over. You'll know my name before don't know my name before